Okay? I love you.
Hey, hey.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. Okay, you can see me now.
I can. Can you hear me okay and stuff?
Perfect. I can hear you like loud and clear.
Yay.
I
I
guess.
think you're a little quiet, but I think I just need to turn up the volume, and this computer is new.
Ooh.
So I don't,
Maybe maybe I just need to speak louder. Can you hear me now?
yeah, I don't think it's you needing to speak louder. I think it's just the volume, but it's a MacBook. I feel like I should know how to do this.
I'm testing out my volume. I'm testing out my microphone. It is I don't know. It shows that it's working.
Okay. Oh, I just messed something up.
Oh,
Okay. I thought that I couldn't hear you anymore. I think
no.
it's,
Okay.
oh,
La
there.
la la la
Oh,
la.
okay. I found the way to turn it up. Yay.
Okay.
Awesome. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. It's been an eventful week. Our dog
Yes, yes, yes.
Charlie, he's a golden retriever. He's like 12 years old, going on 13
Oh,
this next month, and he just went into the vet on Monday for just what like a wellness check. Everything
yeah.
was fine, like green check marks all the way down. Other than arthritis. So they
Mm.
well, they said we recommend this arthritis medicine.
Is he a purebred golden retriever?
According to the breeder, yes. They
Oh,
do
okay.
crazy paperwork, but everyone I've met is like, that's not a purebred. He's way
Really?
too big and he just doesn't have the same hair texture. And
Huh.
I don't know. He's just
Interesting.
freakishly large, but he's amazing. He's like the best dog
Oh.
I've ever had. And so we gave him this arthritis medicine, and the next day he just collapsed. Well, no,
Oh.
he was like laying next to me and he started urinating all over himself, which he never did.
Oh.
And so we tried to get him out, and it was like as if he was walking drunk. He would like, instead of doing a straight line, he would like,
Yeah.
and then he collapsed down the
Oh
stairs.
man.
And so we're like, we got to take him to the vet. So, long story short, he's
Yeah.
been recouping on Dramamine and anti nausea medicine, and he's doing a lot better. I mean, he's still eating, drinking, and
Yeah.
using
Is it
whatever
from the arthritis medication? Is that
them. And I was like, is it a side effect? Because I've read reviews that and they're like, no, it's completely natural. What they had given him. So it's not that. And that's from the emergency vet.
hmm.
And I'm like, they said, honestly, it's called vestibular disease. I think it's called. It's kind of like vertigo. And
Oh.
and so
But
apparently,
that's weird he was peeing all over himself.
I
Like is
know. Well, they said, well, it could be there's some other stuff going on. He would need an MRI, and I'm like, oh Lord. And but they said for now, let's just get him back to how he was, and so that's where we're at.
oh.
And they said it happens
Oh.
commonly with older dogs.
It's common when they take that medication
No,
or
common, like it's not
really?
uncommon for an older dog to suddenly get vestibular disease where they're off balance and some particles, I guess, in their ear, I guess.
Hmm. I don't know. That's super. It seems like an awfully big coincidence that it would happen right when he got the new medication. Because even if you have something all natural, like every body is different. So every dog is probably different. And
Exactly.
without knowing everything about him, like who knows how it could have affected him, you know?
exactly. That's, I mean, like we didn't
Weird.
give him any more of the arthritis medicine. Obviously, we're not going to use it.
Yeah.
It's almost as if it loosened him up a little too much. But she said these are all the common symptoms of whatever that disease is. So
Wow.
I don't know. So I'm wet because I just gave him a shower because he
Oh.
was really smelly. So
Oh.
but that's okay. Like we want to make sure he was okay and strong enough to
Yeah.
stand for it. So
When did that happen? Like
um
this obviously this week, yeah.
yeah, it was I guess two Wednesday. Wednesday.
Oh, so that was just day
Tuesday or
before
Wednesday.
yesterday. He's doing better now though?
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Oh.
So poor guy.
My mom has a dog named Charlie. Like I haven't put that together until like last week. I was like, "Oh yeah," cuz I know that your dog is Charlie and hers is. I just hadn't thought of the two like at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, she has a Charlie too because she really, it was weird being all by herself when she was so used to a house full of all of us, especially when their dog Ethel died. And so she adopted him a few years ago, and it makes her so happy. It's really cute. Like she'll take him to this doggy daycare when she goes to work, and
Yeah.
then like at Christmas, they give the dogs Christmas presents and they have little crafts that they do and they bring him home with like a little picture of the dog and a Santa hat. It's really cute, like doggy kindergarten.
Daycare does that?
Yeah, her doggy daycare. I don't know what one it is, but it
Really good
seems
doggy daycare. Like
yeah.
taking naps by your dog. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Cute.
really, really cool. She sends us little pictures all the time of like, "Look at what Charlie did at doggy daycare today." It's very precious.
It reminds me of that commercial where they're like sending pictures or texting their family about their dog, and the lady's like, "No one's ever seen a picture of whatever Bruno." It's some phone commercial
I haven't
and for
seen
their
that.
plan. Anyways, that's really fun. Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
I
I,
don't
I
oh, go ahead.
I love having animals and pets, and
I
I
do too.
know like I feel bad at the same time because they're domesticated, they're inside the house, not living their healthy lives. But
Yeah,
I think there's just so many of them. Otherwise they
there are.
would very like dismal end. So
I know. I would be really upset about the people who didn't like we have neighbors who would just leave their dog outside like all the time and it would sit out there and bark a lot and it made us really sad. But like they made it a dog house and they would take it out on walks and stuff. And so I thought about it like, okay, well, life in nature, the way that it goes for animals is really brutal. Like I imagine it being like Bambi. Well, no, the
yeah,
mom dies in Bambi, but like the picturesque, oh, it's lovely and everyone gets along and talks to each other. But like gazelles, get stalked by lions. And I don't
yeah,
think it's a pleasant way probably to end their being. Or like maybe they starve to death and they have multiple babies because like some of them are going to die. And
yeah,
it's like that's a way brutal when I look at it that way, it's like, okay, it's really relatively speaking, it could be way worse. Like I still think it could be better, but
definitely. I
I
guess
have
yeah. I guess the big thing is if you're gonna purchase a dog, just do the research where they're coming from and not from like a puppy mill
yeah,
that is just breeding dogs just to make. I mean, that's terrible too.
it is. And there's so many puppies that need rescuing. That's where I've always gotten my dogs from. And I think there's some real value to like having something to care for that needs you that you kind of have to meet them where they're at because I can't expect Doug to figure out everything I say because he's a dog.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of good lessons there. But I think a lot of people don't know until they get the dog, like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's how we ended up with Doug. Another family had found him on the side of the road and they had him for like 3 months and they were like, well, we can't deal with this. and he is a very high energy, kind of high maintenance dog.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I think they just thought, "Oh, we're gonna have a cute puppy. This is gonna be so fun." And then he chews everything up, and he's a breed that nips a lot. He's part blue heeler, and apparently to herd like cattle and stuff, they nip at the heels. And so he doesn't do it to hurt, but
Yeah.
if you don't know that and then you get excited, then he gets excited and he wants to wrestle and it gets out of control. And so yeah, you don't know. And then every dog's different. So
Yeah, we have well, two rescues, one from the cats from the Humane Society, and the Rottweiler mix is from the SPCA. And Rottweiler mix, he's he's like a miracle dog.
oh,
Um, it just seems like he has a lot of medical problems. I mean,
how
some
old is he?
he is how old is he's 8.
Aw.
So
When
yeah,
did you get him?
um, in the summer of 2012.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you got him when he was a puppy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh,
he's a really good dog. He's a natural grumbler. I don't know.
a
He
grumbler.
likes to, yeah. If you, I don't know. It's like he wants to be next to you, but as soon as you bring him next to you, and like especially if you get near his face, he's like,
Oh.
it's like. But I mean, I don't know. It's like he wants to talk. Like so
Oh.
bad, he wants to talk, and so it just comes out.
Oh. So he's
But
not like getting ready to bite when he does that. He's just
no, I mean, like, so most people, they would probably be afraid of that because he
yeah.
has those Rottweiler markings.
Mhm.
But he's just a natural grumbler.
No. Oh.
He did get in trouble once with the county.
Really?
He was playing with our neighbor at our old house, and the neighbor, I think he was like, I don't know, between the age of 10 and 13, I forgot. And we had a pool in the backyard. They had come over, the family had come over to just, hang out. And then he was playing with Clark, and Clark was getting excited. And when he jumped up on the boy, he accidentally, his nail scratched him, but it was a deep
Uh,
enough scratch that he had to get stitches at the
oh.
emergency clinic. And they had to
Oh.
ask, well, how did this happen? They have to tell him. And so he was basically on probation.
Oh, wow.
Our dog was, and if there was like another incident that happened within a certain time period, he would have to be taken away and probably, I don't know, euthanized or something because he's
Oh.
a danger to the public. So
Did you have to like go to court and stuff or anything like that?
no, no, we just had like some, I don't know, social worker come by the house, check out the dog, check out the living situation, and then explain, your dog's on probation. He's in detention
Wow.
for bad behavior.
That's so
Don't let him out, in general public, know this, no dog parks, da 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 da. And if there's another incident, we'll have to come back.
cool.
I know.
That
It's
would make
very serious.
yeah. Did your neighbors did you
They
guys talk about it?
Yeah, yeah, they felt really bad about
Oh,
it.
okay.
They know Clark. They actually had like a Rottweiler in their house in the past.
Oh.
Well, I mean, they were a military family, so whenever they had that Rottweiler, I guess. Um, but they understood the grumbling. They said their dog did that too, and anywho, they felt bad, but I mean, it was something that had to be reported. Like they couldn't
Yeah.
just,
One of those like protocol things. Like as soon as you say like the word murder maybe or like bomb on an airplane, they're like protocol. Like we just
yeah.
shut it down. I don't know if that's an actual thing, but that's how the joke is and everything.
Yeah. So
Doesn't matter if you're joking. It's what we have to do. Yeah. Aw.
he's all right. I mean,
That's so precious. Not the part that happened, but just your little animal friends. I love
yeah,
animal friends because they all have like their own little personalities.
yeah.
Do your dogs and your cat like each other?
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh.
It's really cute if they're
Aw.
like, especially if they're near the couches and they're wagging their tail, he'll be on the table and like batting at it, batting at the tail.
Oh.
They don't know each other. They're really good together. So
Aw.
yeah.
That's very precious.
So, yes.
Have you heard about your photography thing yet?
No, not yet.
The exam or
I think
whatever?
it'll come out. My results come out another week or two. So, oh my gosh. So with I don't know if you guys have this in Texas. So with our post office, you can actually get alerts via email or your phone when stuff is coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got this thing. You're receiving a letter from PPA, and I was like, Jerry, this might be it. This might be it. And so I'm like by the door waiting and like looking for it because you can always hear the mailman coming up and down the streets. I'm like, "Where is he?" And so I'm like, as soon as they like passed our house, I was like dashing out there, and it was a dumb postcard, and I'm like,
Oh,
ugh.
like something like you missed your dental cleaning or
Yeah.
whatever.
It was actually it wasn't dumb. It was more like, "Hey, we're gonna help you find a doctor." So
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah, health insurance coverage. So
Oh,
no, so it
that's
really wasn't dumb, but
but but not the thing you were wanting. Stupid,
not.
stupid health coverage. I'm just writing a letter about my test.
I know. I just want to know if I pass. I don't need no stinking health coverage. Oh, geez.
So, do you remember my cousin David?
Yes.
I just talked to him yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited."
Doing?
He's doing really good. He's married and he has 3 kids now.
What?
He has 3 kids and they're all boys.
Oh, geez.
Oh, what are their names? Matthew, Ryan, and oh my gosh, I can't remember all of their names, but they're so cute, and they're like a year apart. Like his wife was just like pregnant constantly for it seemed like 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, where are you going? Like,
I'm trying to find my light because it's like, wait, maybe I'll just sit in Jada's desk. It's good. It's like, but it's really uncomfortable. I was trying
from
to
my
find.
perspective, it's like the Blair Witch Project. It's like, oh my god,
So
now,
this is our trouble.
oh, he's so sweet.
Yeah, and this is Charlie. We put him in the crate for now. We don't usually crate
Oh.
him, but we put him in there just so he's not wobbling about and hurting himself because we had him out on that landing right there, and when he went to roll over he actually rolled off the platform.
Oh.
Like, okay, well, let's bring out the crate and he can just hang out in there.
Does he like
So
it in there?
David, I think so. I think so. Okay, there, you can see me. Okay,
Yay.
so David, 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 boys. It's Matthew, Ryan, and I keep wanting to say David, but that's my cousin's name. I
Yeah,
feel really bad, I can't think of it.
I totally remember this kid.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's like crazy tall now and I can't remember the official title. He's like a commercial broker
Okay.
at America Bank. Like he brokers deals for like commercial real estate basically. Which is
Okay.
kind of perfect for like Eric and I wanting to find property to buy because he's kind of the exact person that we would talk to for like a loan and developing it. And
Okay.
so yeah.
Ooh.
So, but it's interesting. He says that like his work is crazy right now because of COVID. Like he's been working more than ever because he works at a bank. And so there was like that loan forgiveness thing. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people are in this forgiveness period for mortgages, et cetera. And so that's created a lot of paperwork for him. And then interest rates are lower also. I think because of COVID as well, because people like can't afford it. And so lots of
Yeah.
people are calling and refinancing and doing all of this lower interest rate stuff. And then people who just can't make just he said, so I'm just constantly and as I was talking to him, he was like getting emails and texts and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm really sorry. I'm just very frazzled. It's the end of the day." I'm like, "No, no, no, it's fine. You like talking to me for free. It's cool." But yeah, he's good. And it's so funny, him and his sister and my cousin Carrie,
Mary
they
Beth.
all yeah, that's their mom is Mary Beth, and their dad we call Jungle Bear, but his name is David too. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, where was that thought going? It's just totally left me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay, it's okay. Oh, no, I got it. No, it's fine. It happens to me, like, way more often than it used to. I'll just lose a thought. Anyway, but they remember, like, us riding in the car on, like, family vacations together and me telling them adventures about this group of kids that we called the crazy kids. And they would just go on adventures, like, I don't remember any details, but they all remember this one really specific detail, and he mentioned it yesterday. He said, "Yeah, yeah," and the part about the sheep that was half shaven and half not, and one side of it was spray painted red. I can't remember. That fit into a story somewhere. Like, that was a part of the adventures, and I can't for the life of me remember it, but it gives you a window into, like, the random weirdness that would come up, but, like, they loved it, and they talk about it all the time apparently, and I just thought that was really cool, and it made me feel like, "Damn," like, that art of storytelling is a thing that I feel like I totally learned from my dad, like,
Yeah.
and that's just really cool. Yeah.
You're I wish I could find all your notes because you have the most interesting notes as far as I mean, I don't know, it was like it's just a stream of consciousness on a piece of paper.
Mhm.
No idea where it went.
Oh.
Oh
I still
wow.
have a bunch of the notes that were in that notebook,
Yeah.
I have and then I have, like, letters, but
I
I
have
don't
a whole binder. And I don't know when we cleaned out my parents' hey, Gina. She
that
just
Jada. Oh, she just woke up.
yeah, she got to sleep in today because she doesn't have to sign into Zoom.
Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
I'm gonna text Jerry to see if he can get her sorted. Do you mind if I might take you in the kitchen while I get
That's fine, yes.
her.
That's
Okay.
totally cool.
So
Yeah.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
We were I was telling you about talking to my cousin David, and oh, no, you it was the notes and cleaning
Oh
out your
yeah,
parents'
yeah. Like
house.
I cleaned out my parents' house with my brother, and I thought I had it. I remember having a big binder of it. I want to say the binder was even blue. And we had journals too. God, I think I do have my journals left. I need to just unearth them. They're somewhere in a box packed away. But I remember like thinking to myself, if I ever died, I want to make sure that you get my journals. So, I mean, 'cause they were
Aw.
all my journals from my youth, and
Yeah.
that's you. And it's just like, I don't know how much is actually written in them. So,
Yeah. That's really cool. Like, I
yeah.
have a bunch of journals. What happens with mine is that I fill them up like a quarter or halfway, and then I get a new one, and so then I start a whole other journal, and then I never finish the other ones, so I have tons like that.
I know. I have like journals that
Mhm.
are about like 20 pages in, and
Mhm.
then I stop. And then it's just like, well, I'm going to start a new one. It feels kind of awkward to leave off, 4 months later on a journal.
I do that all the time. I tried to make a commitment to finishing my old journals, and I did actually finish 2 of them this year. Because when I was working at the ballet, I would take notes every day because it was more way more challenging to learn how to just, like, play the right feel for the exercise they were calling for,
Okay.
because I just pick whatever song fits in the 3/4 for, like, the pirouette exercise they're gonna do. But it took me a while to catch on to the style of music, that they want for, like, a pirouette,
Right.
because they have they want marches for this thing and, like, waltzes for this thing, and so I was taking really meticulous notes. during the ballet classes. And so I did finally fill up some journals that way. But that was really cool. Like it's so
Yeah,
cool that I got to do that.
I
I
don't
s-
know if I've ever. I think in my youth, I definitely finished journals because I was writing all the time like a mad person.
Were you really?
Yeah, like didn't you ever finish a journal? Yes, I'm sure you did. You wrote more than I did, man.
I write so much more when it's for something other than me. So
Mm.
like I did finish a journal from when I was probably like 6 or 7. It was my first, well, it was a diary and it was one that had like a little padlock on it and it was
Yeah.
very small and had little hearts on it. But I think I finished that one. But it was very like, dear diary, today at church we made sandals out of like construction paper.
Awesome.
I played with Katie outside. Stuff
Jada
like
likes
that.
to, it's like she has sketchbooks and notebooks, and she'll just draw on those. But lately, she's kind of just not done that, and she just makes worlds. And you've seen them in the past,
Yeah.
and which is amazing. But at the same time, like our house is littered with like little pieces of paper everywhere, and so
Oh,
and I'm like, kiddo, if you're gonna do this, let's try to keep a contained area. So, but
yeah.
it's fun for her. And I remember Jack going through kind of a messy phase too, like
Uh-huh.
that age between 6 and 10. I don't feel like he's as messy as he once was. So,
I feel like they really grow in like awareness of their surroundings as they get more in the 10 range. Cause Zoe was like that too. She just would throw stuff wherever and just kind of, it wasn't that she was saying, Screw this, I'm not cleaning up." She just didn't have it in her awareness bubble. But it seems like as she's grown up, she's started to kind of notice, oh, my room is a mess all the time and I really don't like it. And so now she keeps it a lot cleaner. But
yeah.
yeah, she had that messy phase very much too.
Yeah, that's right now that's Jada. She's her room gets really like I don't know. It's crazy.
I was
So
telling Eric and Zoe and Catherine about those little worlds that she makes. And Eric was like, "Me too. I love doing that too." Because he was, yeah, he really wanted to study theater set design.
see, and I told her exactly that, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my gosh, Jada," because we took her to see the Nutcracker, and I was like, "You
Oh,
remember
cool.
when we saw that, and all the ballet dancers were there?" And I said, "You could do something like that." She's like, "Wow,
Totally. There's such a gift to that because
yeah."
I can't decorate my house. Like and yeah, that's he really was very excited when I brought that up to him. And he made them all the time too. Like he made dioramas. That was he
What's that?
didn't really like doing schoolwork. It's basically like, a 3D world like in a shoebox that you would make for like a class project. It was
Oh,
like make a scene from the Civil War battle. And then you put the little
oh,
yeah, but he was like, "I used to make those all the time," because instead of, like, writing the paper for a school project because he wasn't academically focused, he would just make a diorama for every school project,
that's
and he
awesome.
would get grades, like, as good as mine. So I look back like, "Come on, I coulda just made a little picture."
I know, but I feel like exactly that point. Like everybody learns different. Like
Mhm.
me, I've had to condition myself to listen and like process information by listening. And part of that practice is doing podcasts or listening to podcasts. But I remember in my youth and and going to lecture halls, like I struggled. I could not until like, and we talked about this before, until I did anatomy and things were more hands on. Like I loved art. It just things visually that I could, tangibly, figure out. So if
Yeah.
we could do bean counting for the rest of my life.
1, 2. That That's so interesting that like you're very visually like driven and you do photography and you draw well and I can't visualize like stuff at all, and I can't draw, but auditorily, I can imagine kind of anything and remember stuff. And I love lectures. I really like them. And I love just absorbing the cool stuff. But then visually, like when I would have to do like in technical drawing, there's the
Yeah.
3D picture, and they would say draw the like front view, the side view, and the top view from the 3D picture. Or
Uh-huh.
I'd have to do it the other way around. Like I'd just get the top, front, and side view, and then I'd have to make the 3D thing.
Uh-huh.
It was so hard. Like it
Yeah.
was it was so it was like impossible to me. I had to get help every time. It's just I didn't learn well if I had to conceptually imagine something, visual.
Yeah.
But then that I think like that works really well for like you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just very cool.
I can't get it when when somebody just says something.
Mhm.
I have to have it repeated. I remember it would take me forever on tests until I got so frustrated if it was like one of those, I don't know, reading assessment tests, and there's like 5 to 10 paragraph
Right.
thing, and I had to answer all the questions afterwards. I'm like, shit, I don't know. I'm like, I would have to read stuff like over and over because I don't know. For me, I just don't process things like that. Like when I watch documentaries where I visually see it in life, like like for me, it helps. But yeah, I mean, like I've tried just listening to podcasts more, and I've gotten better about it. So
Do you
listening.
do you really feel like you've gotten way better?
Uh,
Like it's helped?
like definitely my attention span is a lot better than it was when I was younger. Hold on.
Bye-bye.
I know, Jada. Your baby's in there.
Aw.
Um, so, but yeah, visually, sorry. When I was younger, like my attention was terrible.
I think
Uh,
that's very common for kids. And it
yeah,
makes sense that, like, you would not have things that encourage your attention span when school is totally geared towards the talking at you. And you're like, "But I don't learn well this way." Well,
I
too
know.
bad.
I just, nowadays, I don't know how it is. Like when I'm trying to teach her like basic math, and sorry, and the way they teach, and I shouldn't say they as in teachers, it's their fault because it's not. Like
Yeah.
I would hate to be a teacher nowadays because, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like they're limited in a public school system. Like they can still be creative, but they still have to teach to the test.
Yeah.
Kind of, and that sucks. And so when I'm teaching her math and she has to see all these models of, you know, number groups with these blocks and stuff like that, and then it's
Is
like
it
let's
that
break
weird
it down.
new math?
Yeah, it's like 325 plus 18, and it's just like you have to like separate it into hundreds and then tens and then ones, and then you break it all down that way, and then you add the hundreds, and then you add the 20s, and it's just, I mean, instead of just doing the, hey, let's look at the columns, here's your one,
Yeah.
your tens, and let's move right to left.
Weird.
It's a little different. It's definitely different. It's more linear. um I don't
Weird.
know. I don't see as much of the stacking. Maybe it's different out here. I have no idea. I think like luckily Jada's had really good teachers.
That's good.
Jack because I mean I want to I don't want to say it, but I feel like he just struggled in his foundational years with learning, and whether it's the teacher or it's the system or whatever, he just didn't grasp some of those foundational skills as well as Jada has. And so again, I don't know if it's the teachers, I don't know if it's the school systems. I want to say it's the teachers because one of his teachers had it out for him. So
Oh
I'll
my
wrote him
gosh.
up and I'm like, come on, he's a good kid. But I mean,
I
like,
mean,
I'm
and
up
he's a
here.
kid. Like, that's so crazy when an adult is like, "I have it in for the child." It's like they don't even understand how to intentionally harm others. They just that's aw.
Yeah, but I mean, he did all. I mean, he's doing all right, but his writing and spelling is really, mm-mm.
Zoe's
No, yeah,
is
no, yeah, not a nice face. She thinks like the stink eye shirt.
I'm sorry. Hmm. Oh, what
You
was it? Oh,
say
yeah, I
goodbye to Zoe's mom. I don't know if you can see her. You probably can't see her.
it's the it just is very dark. I can see, like, the silhouette, and I see, like, apples in the foreground.
Yeah. All right. You can watch some cartoons.
Aw.
And she's waking up.
Oh,
So
okay. Zoe is still like that. Like for like the first 30, 45 minutes after she wakes up, she's just the kind of everything.
yeah, she is definitely she's a night owl, man.
Zoe is too,
I'm
which
like, dude, go to sleep.
I've always been a night owl. Dude, Zoe is like that too. But to be fair, I am. But like she'll be so tired, like at dinner time. We always
Yeah.
make the kids like come be down here and hang out and help with dinner. And so she'll be down on the couch, like falling asleep before dinner and going, I'm so tired, Mom. I don't want to sit at the table because I'm so tired. And I say, okay, that's fine. Just eat dinner and then go right to sleep. And then you'll get good sleep and be up early. And she's like, no, I really want to talk to my friends, and then she'll make herself stay up, and then when she gets past, like, 8:30 or 9 o'clock, then she's like, I'm up," and then she doesn't wanna go to sleep. So, then she's the night owl too. But it's funny, I'm like that. Remember my mom was definitely like that, and then
Yeah.
my grandmother and my grandfather were both like that too. Like, I
Interesting.
remember my grandfather taking a pre-bedtime naps on the couch out in our living room or in
Yeah.
their living room, yeah, and then he'd hang out for a while, and then he'd go to bed at, like, 2 in the morning. So
I can never do that. Like
really?
I like to go to bed like if kids weren't involved and I could do whatever the hell I wanted to, I would
Oh.
probably be going to bed. I know it's just like, oh, let me remember those days. I would probably
Yeah.
be going to bed between 9 and 10, and then I don't really sleep in like I try to. My husband always gives me a hard time. He's like, "It's Saturday. I want to sleep in." I'm like, "But it's
Gosh.
Saturday. You should sleep in."
That's
Yeah,
so much you're Eric and I'm Jerry because I do that with him all the time. He's, like, up at 6:30 on Saturday when he doesn't have to be, and he's like, "But it's the day, let's do stuff." And I'm like,
yeah,
"You finally can sleep in." And he's like, "I don't care." But
yeah,
I think it is very good for me because, if we're gonna operate a business where we have people in our lives, most stuff happens during the daylight hours, so I really need to get in that habit of being awake, and so he kind of pulls me in that direction, and then I think that it helps him too, like because there are days like, there was a day it happens, like, once every 6 months, he slept till, like, 9:30, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." It was so exciting, and I was like,
oh
"It's
my
almost
goodness,
10 o'clock."
it's just like, are you awake? Are you okay?
Well, he snores like crazy loud, so I always know when he's yes, he's still breathing just fine. It's so loud. And it's funny because my dad snored really loud too.
I snore. My husband says I snore really bad too.
Really?
You need to get tested for sleep apnea. I was like, I probably should, so I don't have like heart conditions. But
Is sleep apnea connected to a heart condition?
no,
I
I mean,
don't
I
know.
think it's something like it puts stress on on your heart, or maybe the valves or something. I don't know
Okay.
much about it, but like I felt like I remember her specifically. I don't remember her name. She is a woman at my home church there in San Antonio, and she's like,
Oh.
if you snore, like it was like some like spooky witch, but she's not a witch at all. She was really nice, and she's like, if you snore, you need to go get tested. It can be your heart. It can, you can, whatever. And I was like,
She's giving you the prophecy.
I
Did
know.
she fade off into smoke? Like,
I know. She
get
like takes me
tested.
to the bushes, get tested.
She's like in your bathroom mirror. Did you get tested? Jennifer.
Floating up by my bed. She's like, did you get tested?
In your rear view mirror. Like, Jesus. Oh, God. Anyway, sorry to, I'm sure she's a wonderful person.
Wonderful person, but I feel like she's like that crazy Italian woman trying to curse me. Like, okay, well, I do need to get tested. I'm just too. I think part of it is my pride. Like, I don't want to look like Darth Vader going to bed. So
Is that
sometimes,
the only solution for sleep apnea? Is that,
oh, see, and this
hmm,
is this is me being scared to find out about it. Because if I like look into it, it's admitting that I have sleep apnea, and which I probably do. Anyhow,
hmm. But is all snoring a sign of sleep apnea?
no, I mean it could just be like something with your nose structure, or it could be. I have no idea. I'm not an expert,
Hmm.
but I have no idea. I need to look into it because yeah, if I stop breathing, Gary,
Yeah.
he's like, you need to get tested because you don't want to die while you're sleeping. And I was like, well, geez, no.
You put it that way. Gosh. I thought it was just some
Any
snoring.
bad?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Eric, he started drinking peppermint tea at night and like the weather's changed, so I think he's got allergy stuff. He gets allergies. That affects his snoring big time. But when he drinks peppermint tea, he like just stopped snoring completely. And he started again cuz yeah, it finally got cold in Texas. Yeah. It's so awesome when it gets cold cuz it's been so hot. It's been like 90 degrees every day up until like a week ago.
Nuts.
So, like, yes, finally. But the peppermint tea up until this weather shift, like, it just made the snoring stop. So, I've been just telling people everywhere, try peppermint, try peppermint. I don't know if it's just because I know it's supposed to be good somehow, I think, for your respiratory.
Does he
Maybe I'm
do?
just,
Does
hmm?
he do like his? Does he brew his own natural peppermint tea? Like get
Yeah.
mint leaves and whatever. And,
No, like we want to do that, but it involves us building like a thing to grow the stuff in because we really ultimately would love to grow as much as we can, but
yeah.
we have to construct something that will keep the dog out of it. And then we have bunnies that go all over our backyard too. And
Oh,
so,
that okay. You just reminded me of
oh, what?
something. There's this guy I found. I don't know if I'm still being streamed right now because I gotta find him. Hold on. I subscribe to him, and he's amazing. He's out in New Jersey, and he basically took him
Okay.
8 years to build this farm in his
Oh,
backyard. He never has to basically, um, ugh, sorry, he doesn't have to go to the grocery store because he just grows.
oh, that's so awesome.
But I
That's
mean,
the dream.
yeah, but he kind of, takes you through this journey, what he's done, how he plants, where he strategically places things in the garden. Now he has an orchard in there.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
That's really cool. Is it a normal backyard or does he have like a crazy
no, it's like a residential backyard, you
Nice.
know, and now his trees are kind of coming up along the house now. Dude, where is he? I'm trying to find it. I subscribe to him, but I don't know where.
Is someone in New Jersey though?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna find him because he's in my
Smart.
subscription list, and then I don't know if it's his face or if it's just a logo. Um,
I wrote that down. Maybe I could find it with that stuff because that's totally what we want to do. Do you remember if he was doing stuff like rainwater collection and
I think
that
so.
kind of thing?
Is this him? I
Nice.
wonder if he. This is him. Oh, okay. I think he might have rebranded himself. The
Oh.
gardening channel with James Prigiani.
How do you
I'm gonna.
Prigiani?
I think so. Here,
Prigiani.
I'm gonna chat message you with it. Bop, bop, bop. Whoops.
Sweet.
Dang it. Didn't work. Come on.
On
Jeez.
my end, I just hear that bonk, bonk.
I'm like, oh no. Did it go? Okay.
But it was on the gardening channel? The garden?
Well, on YouTube. The
Oh,
gar-
okay.
I just chatted you the gardening
Oh,
channel with
hey.
James.
Ah.
Dude, he has amazing yard, and he has a
Oh,
dog. He has
cool.
a little dog, and she goes
Aw.
around with him in the garden. And but I mean,
Aw.
it's just kind of slowly. It's amazing. It's amazing, like how much
That's
he.
so cool.
So
Man, that's the totally the thing that we wanna do, but it feels like we still don't know everything that goes on the map in between us and there. You know what I mean? It's like we're here and we have this and we need to get that. And there's a lot of little stuff in between. Like this writing a business plan has been because it's a very kind of abstract idea. And yeah, it's way harder than I thought it would be to put words to it and to
yeah,
really define it, you know?
yeah,
Because it's really hard for me to visualize things. I have to just imagine like John Knox Ranch
yeah,
and that, because that's the kind of community. Because I loved it there because you could come there, and I remember we'd have some weird off the wall people. And at the end of the summer camp, you'd always be like, "I'm so sad. I love you. We're gonna stay best friends forever and write each other." It was its own special,
yeah.
unique community that really came together, no matter how weird you were, um, or who you were. And that's what I want for everyone, not just for kids for 2 weeks at a time, because I think I looked at how much it costs and it wasn't cheap, but I think I would get church scholarships or something like that.
Oh, okay,
Wasn't that a thing? I feel like it was. I don't know.
maybe.
But I just, I feel like other people can visualize, yes, the garden will be here and it will look like that. And I want this kind of house. And I can't do that if it's not something I've seen before, you know?
Right.
But then can you visualize stuff like that? Like if you would say, I'm imagining my dream house, can you like piece together the stuff or do you have to picture a house that you've seen before? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like when I think of my dream house, it's like a shack on the side of the beach, and I'm selling coconuts. Seriously,
Yes.
like that would be my dream if I could just live off retirement, be happy, just talking stories with neighbors and friends. We're all sitting around, just having not even drinks because I don't really drink, but
Could be sipping on iced tea.
iced tea or whatever, some
Kombucha.
yeah, and just hanging out and just yeah, that would be amazing. But visually, like I can imagine it. I
Yeah.
can yeah, I can see just having a house. It would probably be like a little two-bedroom house, wooden floors, and just big windows, a lot of natural light. And if there was lights, it probably there's a jet going over.
Yes, there is.
It's either the Navy or the Air Force.
Oh, yeah, because you're right there where all that action is.
It's so loud. Anyways, sometimes you hear a helicopter from the army.
Wow.
They're really close
Is
by.
is it a whole bunch of them, or can you tell from
No, it sounds like just one,
wacky?
but there might be another one coming up behind them. Who knows?
Hmm.
But anywho, yeah. I mean, like it would be a nice little hut house. Just nothing super fancy.
Mhm.
Small little indoor, outdoor kind of living space.
That's totally what I want. Like, if we could make it work, and that's kind of part of the dream, we would totally just build a tiny house because
Um,
it's it's too this is too much. Like, our house is small compared to all of our friends, really, and it's way too much for me to manage already. I just don't want to have to take care of this amount of space. And there's a lot of unused space, and then we have just stored stuff in a lot of other places that we don't ever take out or do anything with.
yeah.
So I'm like, it's taking up energy in my whole sphere, and even just knowing it's there, and it would feel so good to have just this is it. This is all I'm responsible for, and I'm going to hang out outside and not worry about any of it. And I
Yeah.
actually met some people like a month ago
Mhm.
at this like homeschool group meetup. It was all outside and socially distanced and all that jazz. But
Right.
they had just like 2 years ago, I think, gone from living in a house like in the suburbs, like 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms with like 3 kids, to living in an RV. And they
Yes.
said it was, like, the best thing they've ever done. Like, they don't have a permanent place to keep the RV yet, so they bounce around from, like, person's house to campground and so on and so forth, but I asked the girl, like, "Wasn't that hard with the stuff?" And she said, "No, it was the easiest thing that she's ever done." And
Yeah.
that just the payoff of feeling free from that was so great. And see, I expected her to say, "It was so hard, like, it was so hard to get rid of the stuff," but she said, "I just" well, they put it in a storage unit. They didn't
Yeah.
get rid of it, but she said, "We just put it away, and I don't think about it anymore, and it's so much better." And they're outside way more, it's
What was it? One of Jack's classmates from jujitsu, and their family, I think they were Air Force, maybe they were Navy. Anyways, they were getting transferred to Florida. They're like, we're not gonna do the house situation. We're gonna do an RV. We're gonna save some money, and and live in an RV for X number of years or time, and just save up money, and then that way, whatever time period or whatever their goals are in life, they can start up again. And they were really excited about. I never kept up with them, um, but I imagine that would be amazing. I told Jerry. I remember when we moved here, even because we had a bigger house. I told him it's like if and when we move, and we did. I was like, let's downsize. I want to downsize. And so, I mean, we didn't downsize a whole lot. I mean, we took out maybe a room and a half from our last house.
that's still a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just too much. Like I personally miss apartment living. I never had a condo, but like I miss that kind of small living space
Me too.
for sure.
One of my favorite times, like, I love where I am now, but one of my favorite times in life was when Zoe and I had moved here, and she and I had an apartment, just us, and it was a one-bedroom, and so she got the bedroom, and then I, like, had a futon in the living room, and we just made it work. And I actually got rid of the futon in the living room, and I just got a mat, like, to get out on the floor, so I would roll it up and put it away in the laundry, and I had
Yeah.
my washer and dryer in there, like, it was just what we needed, and
Yeah.
it was awesome. Like, my stuff was so well organized too, like, all of my spices and things were in jars and labeled and very neatly put away, and because it was something that was manageable, like,
Visual.
yeah, it was not too much, and it was awesome. I loved it so much, and
Yeah.
then, as soon as Eric and I brought our stuff together, it changed, everything.
Yes.
"Hi,
He,
Eric."
hi, Eric.
He just appeared, like
He's like, I heard my name.
he just manifests whenever I speak of him.
It's like, we're gonna test it out, Eric.
There he is! Like, "Beetle." Oh, did you hear that?
What?
Oh, there was an alert that I heard here, and
That might have been me, but I
oh,
didn't hear it go off.
it just says Halloween tomorrow. Like, "Oh, I
Oh,
know that." Oh, what are
well,
you guys gonna do for Halloween? For your
so we're just
little
do like an egg hunt and in the dark, and
Nice.
yeah, we were gonna think about doing glow in the dark, eggs. But I'm like, okay, that means we'll have to purchase more eggs. Where are we gonna store them? Is that really a responsible way to use her money? Or we could spray paint them. And then it's just
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, but all the toxins and da da da. And so it's just like, you know what? We have eggs. Let's just use these eggs. Use your Easter egg basket. Who cares? It's just us. And we're going to fill these eggs up with
Why even
whatever.
bother putting on pants? It's just us. Just
It's
sorry.
just like,
Hi, Eric.
it was just, oh, we got some leftovers in the fridge. Let's stuff them in the eggs. Because Jada keeps asking what we're gonna put in these eggs. I'm like, we're gonna eat some granola bars. She's like, raisins,
Some pennies. You could put some pennies in there.
please. Oh, she's
Oh.
making an ugly face.
Like, you better not.
Oh my goodness, tootie booties. Pardon yourself.
Oh my gosh. So
This dude.
Zoe, I can't. Zoe, I'll just tell the story. She's gonna love this one day. When she was sitting on the couch and we were all watching the movie, and she pressed yes, and then it wasn't a lot, and she said, "Excuse me," and then it made her giggle, and as she was giggling, she was like, and then it made her laugh more. And Eric was like, "Zoe, oh my goodness." It was really funny. Anyway. Hmm. Oh gosh. That's so sad that, like, no matter how old I get, like, the farts are still funny. They
Parts of
really are.
they are.
Why? We have to be careful with the kids. Like, Zoe's better about it now, but, like, Cavern's still young, and they'll really get carried away with it, and we have to be like, "Okay, okay, too far. No more. More potty talk."
I know. Yeah. Jack is all about I mean he's 10 and he still makes poop jokes and I'm like, "Okay, buddy. All right. You're 10 now."
They're
So, it's
boys,
still
though.
funny. It's still funny. I still laugh at it, but oh, you want to show this is her latest world. She just
That's
brought
so cool. Is it a red house?
it's the old house. It's the old.
Oh, that is so cool.
So we have
Is there a
the
little
pool.
chimney?
Yeah. So well, we have the pool in the backyard. I don't know if you can really see it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I can see it, the little blue.
Yard, and then the door. We have a massive entry. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Ah.
You could drive through the front door, that is very convenient. Is there something inside?
No,
Oh,
just flooring.
I thought that it looks like there's something in the corner.
Oh, maybe tape. Yeah, it's just
Maybe. Oh, okay. That is super awesome. Are you gonna add some more stuff to the yard, or is that a finished maybe?
Like,
That's cool. Sometimes
yeah.
I've had stuff that, like, I'm making and I'll set it down for, like, a year, and then I finish it later. I don't know. I'm very scattered like that.
Jerry will tell you we're going on what 8 years now.
Aw.
And I always said I'm gonna make you a scarf. I've remade the scarf or restarted the scarf 3 times now. The scarf is still sitting in my nightstand. Like not even a quarter of it's done yet. I'm like, ugh, you
Is it
know.
is it a super long scarf?
It was gonna be the Browns color, and then like somewhere in those number of 8 years, span of 8 years, the Browns rebranded them their color.
Did they?
Yeah,
Oh.
so it used to be kind of like a dingy kind of burnt orange color, but now
Oh.
it's more like a vibrant, like orange cone color.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah. That's what I always thought it was, that they were that orange and just brown brown. But
yeah, it was just orange and brown, but now it's a vibrant orange.
okay.
And what about the blue?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And so Daddy likes to bring up how he's yet to see his scar.
Are you knitting it with knitting needles like
Yeah,
that?
but
Oh.
the thing is, it's like I don't know. I think I'm starting to get carpal tunnel because after knitting, and especially if I pinch, it like I have a hard time. It starts to ache a lot. Maybe
Hmm.
that carpal tunnel. I don't know.
I don't know, but when I went to the doctor when I was welding a lot one time, and they had me do the carpal tunnel test, and they had me hold my hands like this for 1 minute, and they said if these 3 fingers start to get tingly, that that's an indicator of carpal tunnel. I don't know how accurate that is. Like, if it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have it if you don't feel the tingling, but I think it's a pretty good sign that you do have it if you do have the tingling.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I'm trying it out while we're
It's
talking.
it's at the time when I did it, I did have the tingling really, really badly. Hi, Jada. Hi.
I'm okay right now. It's weird. It's only when I like pinch, like if like writing, especially knitting. If I'm playing my ukulele, like
You played ukulele?
not very well. I'm like beginner, but
Oh,
like
that's cool.
um, but it starts to hurt after a while. Like my fingertips get numb.
The fingertips where you do the stringy
Yeah,
part?
numb. Yep.
Hmm. Do you do little hand stretches like that thing?
No, I haven't.
I feel like that helps with my piano playing, which seems like is in the same vein as writing and stuff. I don't know. But it seems like that doing stuff like stretching my fingers, just whatever to stretch them around helps.
They're a little tingly. They're a little tingly. Like I can feel like little like piercings, like not very mild, like, but it's not like I'm in pain. But I can
Yeah.
definitely feel like those little pinprick things.
Like when some a limb has fallen asleep and when it's coming back awake, like that kind of.
That kind of tingly,
Yeah.
prickly feeling. But it's not like unbearable, obviously. But I can feel a little.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I would do the little hand stretches and stuff. Well, Eric has one of those little finger exerciser thingies. I don't know. He swears that that helps because he plays the bass. Well, he plays the guitar too, but he loves the bass and he complains about that with his fingers. Well, no, but then he does the chefing. I don't know. Now I'm like, does he complain about that? It's been a while. Maybe, but he does have the hand exerciser thing. Maybe that's why he doesn't complain about it because he uses his hand exerciser and he juggles. So you need to juggle. It's so fun. Sometimes he'll just like juggle in the hallway. I'm like,
That's
yeah,
awesome. I know. It's so fun.
I like it so much. I'm like, he's so dreamy when he's juggling. He's such a dork.
And Shaq, I think he's trying to learn to juggle. His dad juggles, and so
Ah.
he's trying to learn.
I heard it's very, very good for reading
Reading?
because of your eyes tracking the ball. Something about that and crossing the hemispheres of your brain. Like when you do something that involves both sides of your body, you're crossing the hemispheres of your brain. So it helps with, I think, processing the information somehow. And then watching the ball helps with focusing on the words and staying focused.
Interesting. I didn't know there was so much behind juggling.
I didn't either. I can't. I learned that at like a little teacher educator, some sort of educational thing. But there was some sort of book about how juggling for readers, or but yeah, they talked all about how it's really helps with learning to read somehow. It's like and it's funny because Eric doesn't like to read at all. Like he can read,
Right.
but he always says that he's read like 5 books in his whole life. Because I ask him all the time, "Ooh, did you read this book in high school?" He's like, "I read 5 books." And you know what they are. But
Like I'm more into audiobooks. Like there are books that I have that I've cracked open. It's just like I want to read them, but then like I don't know. Like I don't know. I think the task of reading sometimes, unless it's something that I actually kind of enjoy or can really, get myself into.
mhm. Yeah, because there are books where like I just don't want to put them down. And The Hunger Games was totally like that. I feel really did you read those?
I didn't. I mean, like, I feel like the Lord of the Rings series for me, and you're gonna laugh, but this is early 2000s, whatever. Twilight, like, that was a good series. I know. I know.
The books, I believe. Are you talking about the books?
Yeah, the books, Twilight, and because I read all the books before the movies came out. Oh, very good. Oh, that's good. Aww, a portrait of me.
Oh, that's so precious. And you have a birdie.
It's a female cardinal.
It's what is it?
It's a female cardinal.
Oh, a female cardinal because the females are that they're not red, they're different. That's super awesome. It's a very impressive artistic talent. And a lizard. I think Zoe used to have that exact lizard and she played with
Oh,
it in her bath all the time. Like it came in a set of a few little plastic lizards. But she had ones that were like different colors. I think they were just like that. Ah.
thank you, Jada. Ah, it's crawling up my body.
No. Um, what was it? It was the lizard. The giant lizard. I love watching like older movies with Zoe and stuff and getting them to see like the perspective of, where they'd make the monster really big by kind of doing what Jada's doing, putting it in the foreground, and they're like, no. Ah. And just telling them, trying to impart on them to appreciate where the movies are now. The lizard is so big. I
What do
hope
you
that
do for Halloween?
we're going over to her. She's got a group of friends that we do like homeschool kind of co-op meetups with, and we're going to a Halloween party at one of their houses and doing a potluck.
Fun.
I think they're going to do like carnival games and things like that. And there was mention of like a fondue pot fountain or chocolate fountain, something like that.
Or-
I don't know. It sounds very interesting.
The wizard's
He's flying. That's an amazing lizard.
Oh no.
Wee.
Has he crashed? Oh, he's okay. He's an amazing lizard.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's like lizard.
I feel like the lizard might have a lot of fun with googly eyes.
Googly eyes.
Do you have googly eyes?
I always have googly eyes somewhere in my bag because they're fun to stick places. One time when Eric was at work, I was bored and I stuck them on things and sent notes that said, Eric, help me with a little thought bubble. Like his favorite sweatshirt had googly eyes, and it was like, ah! And then I sent like his guitar and his trombone. It was a fun day. They had chopstick arms too. That's right.
That's awesome.
Ah.
Be a project for us.
Googly eyes.
Googly eyes, you're gonna have to get dressed.
Mm.
So we can
No.
go after googly eyes.
From Michael's, I think. They have googly.
Michael's. I kind of like going into Michael's. I
like
never.
To Michael's. That's my favorite crafting place.
It is. They have.
Yep.
It's a very cool place.
A big birdhouse for fairies.
Oh, that's super fun. Like, you're going to get one?
No, I always wanted
Yep.
Oh, you already made it.
a little door and put it in like a little tree. In a tree.
And you're gonna put, I can't see just the eyeballs. You guys remind me of like hippopotamuses or alligators, lurking in the water.
It's just your it's just your head. Well, do you want to go upstairs? You go get ready and tell Daddy what our plans are today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can you do 20 minutes of math work before we go, please? Just sign into Clever and do GG for 20 minutes. If you want to go to the store, you gotta put in some work first.
So there's still school activities today, just not Zoom calls?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Please.
It's so nice when you get it finished early, then you don't have to think about it for the rest of the day.
That's right.
That's what I always say.
La 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 la. Hey, this is crazy. I actually watched a YouTube video.
Yeah?
And this couple, I don't know where they're from, if they're here in America or overseas. Anyways, but they were talking about how, at least for them, they're not trying to convince anyone, but they're like, let's share our story of how we changed our office space from a regular desk to working on the floor. And it all started because he had a football injury, like soccer injury, and he had to stretch out his Achilles area of his ankle. And so by doing squats, that kind of helped him. But, sitting in a chair at a desk, it really wasn't, he wasn't moving around very much. But when you're on the floor, after a while you change positions, you're at least doing some movement, you can stretch. And anyways, he would squat while he's working on the floor. And so over time, he was a-okay. But he said that, during that time of his recovery, they actually really started to enjoy working on the floor. They ended up getting rid of their desk and chair.
Interesting. Did it was a video that you saw?
Yeah, it was like a YouTube video I saw. I was like, it makes perfect sense, because unless I'm on the desktop at my desk, we're usually like, honestly, we eat around the coffee table. Like,
We
I
do
can't tell you
too.
how many nights we actually eat at the coffee table rather than the actual table. gave Charlie a bath. Daddy changed out the sheets in his crate. So he's all nice and clean. He doesn't sleep on dirty sheets. Yes. Huh? Oh no, she hurt her toe.
Oh,
Okay.
that can be the worst when you stub your toe. And
Yeah.
then it gets better. There's a good minute there where it's like, oh,
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Why don't you sit on this couch? Well, because I'm on a video. Just in case, because you're just in an oversized t-shirt. You're not wearing clothes yet. But who
oh,
cares, you know?
right. I'm still wearing my pajamas
Yeah.
because I'm like, it's so cold outside in my defense, and it's that cold where it's like I don't want to get out of the covers, and I definitely don't want to change out of my pajamas, so I
Yeah.
don't. They're clean though.
I usually, like, if I do a Zoom call, I'll get dressed, like, shower up and get dressed for it. But I think I've done one or two Zoom calls where I'm actually in sweatpants and,
Tree.
like, a
Oh.
sweater and a sweatpants.
Tree.
Awesome, Trey.
Oh, you need your lizard. Oh
Can
my
you show
goodness.
them my lucky pebble?
Okay.
This is my lucky pebble.
Oh, that's super cute.
It's a little. It has little kitty ears and a kitty face. And
I
little
thought
arms.
I thought it looked like a kitty. Oh, is that the tail?
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
super cute. It's a very cool pebble.
And it's my lucky pebble.
It's a very wonderful, lucky pebble. I bet it brings all kinds of good luck.
Although I don't think it's going to get you into clever. You might have to wear the badge instead of the pebble. And she's in. Okay.
Yay! Huzzah! Gosh, what is the world going to be like when our kids are like our age? Because this is so wacky. Like when I first saw a smartphone, I was a little, oh my gosh, you just touch it? It was probably silly, but it was really pretty amazing.
I remember when the iPod came out. I never had an iPod. Like I remember everybody started getting iPods. I never had an iPod. I think I
Really?
got the iPad before I even got an iPhone.
Oh,
Like
really?
yeah, so my first Apple product was my iPad, which is still up and running, except for some reason the wireless doesn't work anymore. I need to take it in and or maybe get a kit where I can replace. Huh? Oh, you get the Pine Monster. Okay, what number is on the clock? Was that 56? Okay, 20 minutes. I'll let you know when it's 20 minutes. Um, so, but yeah, but gosh, that was years ago.
How long
Year-
have you had that iPad?
I want to say it was like a second or third generation. So,
Really?
yeah. Like, and
Wow.
it's still usable, except for the wireless thing doesn't work anymore.
Hmm.
Um, so, yeah, I did crack open. You would laugh at my desktop. It's really embarrassing. The reason why I'm on my laptop is because I decided to upgrade my Apple desktop, which is a 2013 desktop, and it used to belong to my mom and dad. And
Ah.
so they had two Mac desktops. One of them was with my mom, and the other one, my brother didn't want it. He ended up taking the laptop, so I took this one, this desktop, and
It's a
because
Mac also?
it's a Mac also. My parents were all about Mac, and which is good. I mean, it's good products, but it's like crazy expensive.
I know.
It's really expensive. Um, and because I'm too cheap to take it in for upgrades or get a brand new computer, I went online and found this, stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it myself. So I crack open this thing and I do the upgrades, and it works great. I can actually run my, photography software and run files and process things a lot faster now, which is awesome. However, the sound doesn't work for some reason. I mean, it
Oh,
does work. Like when I press the power button, I'll hear the dun, and then, but like, you can't hear any like playback from audio if I'm watching
hmm.
YouTube, if I'm doing Zoom. The video camera works. Obviously, the audio works because if I Bluetooth it to my headphones or to a speaker, it works.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know if it's a upgrade. There's some kind of thing where I have no
Weird.
idea. I checked all the settings, everything's fine. So that's why I'm on this. However, the point of the story is that my my okay, my computer is now put together with duct tape because like literally there's duct tape around my desktop, because even though on the kit it gives you new stripping to
Uh-huh.
pretty much stick the screen back on, it never really fully stuck on, not very well at least. And so I stripped it out, completely cleaned it out, and then put another stripping on, like a brand new
Oh.
one. And the screen popped off again.
Jack was playing Minecraft.
Notice that both of these times Jack was home. Not saying the kid did it, but it makes you
Hmm.
wonder.
It
So
does.
coincidental, but it wasn't.
It's just that
Okay.
the screen has been popping off every time Jack.
But now I have duct tape on it and it's working. Thank God for duct tape. Jeez. I mean,
Duct tape.
it's really
Yay.
amazing stuff.
It
Duct tape.
is. It's part of how we got this freezer all the way back here safely in Eric's truck because the straps that we strapped it down with kept sliding off. So we duct taped them all down and they
Duct-
held up. It was great.
Whoever invented duct tape, I mean, like, they should get a Nobel Peace Prize. They're
They
just,
should. It
it's an amazing product.
is.
That could have been a long time ago. When was
Could
duct
have
tape?
been.
That would be interesting.
I don't know. It couldn't have been like that crazy long ago because I don't think like tape with adhesive on it came around till definitely the 1900s.
Yeah.
Then after that, I really don't know. Because tape was around like when my mom was a kid and your parents were kids, right?
I just remember like watching the Three Stooges and them like painting on the glue onto
Oh,
the
yeah.
wall, and then like taping up, like lining up the paper to. Do you
Oh,
remember that? Oh my God, they're hilarious. All
I
those.
never really watched the Three Stooges. I think my dad liked them and he would watch them, but I never really got into them.
I got my kids into Tom and Jerry. We were like
Oh.
laughing so hard I nearly peed myself. It was so funny.
I haven't watched that in forever, but that used to be one of my favorite cartoons.
Oh my God, it's so
We've done
funny.
a lot of the Coyote and the Roadrunner, like those
Ooh,
videos
yeah,
and
yeah,
Looney Tunes stuff. Like, oh, when Bugs Bunny does the Barber of Seville. Have you seen that?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'll
It's
have to look
so
that up.
great. He's giving Elmer Fudd a haircut, but Elmer Fudd has no hair. And he like grows grass on his head, then mows it with a little lawnmower. You haven't seen it?
It's a
So
200.
good.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I'll have
you
to look
should
that one first. And Bugs Bunny.
do what you broke up a little.
Oh, I'll have to look that one up
Oh,
and
yeah.
watch it. So I'm playing with the tree. Sorry. Um, I'll have to look that up. I will say I finally did watch your recommendation
You
of
did?
Ice. I did.
You did?
I was like, part of me being skeptical was like, was this staged? like his response, I mean, like, is this more staged than we think? Or do you think it really, like, he was, I don't know. Do you think
I think
that-
it was genuine because I don't know, I just think it was authentic. I listened to, like, a 2-hour interview Joe Rogan did with Darren Brown, the guy orchestrating it all,
Yeah.
before I saw that, and then
Okay.
I'd seen 2 specials that he did before that,
Okay.
and it's I don't it didn't even occur to me that it wasn't authentic, and I usually question that, like, nonstop, but I
Did
was
Yeah, probably because I see, I didn't know there was a whole like special and other things. So maybe if I watched those, I would be like, okay, but
yeah,
that was pretty crazy. Just what I'm all like, wow, what a mind, you know.
it right?
Yeah,
I know, like, I want to but then I would be spoilers, and I hate it when people do that.
yeah,
But it was the eye contact thing. That felt very, like, I don't know how you would fake that, and I've done that exercise, and it's very uncomfortable, but there is something about the just not talking and just gazing in someone's eyes, and it feels weird, but then there's this really, "Whoa," deep, profound, "I know you and your humanity," and then I
yeah,
don't know,
yeah,
and I loved it.
yeah. I thought it was good. I definitely think it's something that people should see. And when you strip away all the narratives, basically, I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think that especially in this day and age here in America, at least,
Yes,
we
because
want.
I believe in that, like, good stuff in everybody, but then even I forget it, like, when I'm in my car and someone just cuts me off, and they're just a stupid jerk, and I'm like, "What is wrong with you? That's really dangerous, and I have my kid," and I'm just so mad at them, but if it was, like, a person who walked by and bumped me, I wouldn't scream and yell all that stuff at them because that would be mean, and they would have feelings about it, but because they're in the car and I'm in the car, it's just a car, and don't factor in all of that. So, just like if we can all remember, like our neighbors are people. And I
Yeah,
don't think, with the exception of, I think there probably are crazy people, like when you look at serial killers and stuff, like there are the outliers, but for the most part, everyone wants to do their best and just
yeah,
wants to be happy.
yeah,
And I think we all can do the good, right things. We just need to reconnect with each other and our humanity. I
yeah.
feel very cheesy every time I say that.
No, no,
I had
yeah, I definitely feel like that would be a good thing for everybody to do. I don't know. I think about it. It's just like in my past, where do you ever have those things where there's just like those people in your lives where for whatever reason there is some kind of conflict and you didn't talk to them anymore and there's no closure?
mhm.
Like I feel like at the end of my life I'm going to be thinking of those people. Like yes, obviously I'm going to be thinking of my family and thinking of like all that, but I think like in the back of my mind, like those people are, in my mind, in my heart, like what could I have done differently? I should have been more compassionate. I should have talked to them more. I don't know. Like those were difficult situations. Um, okay. Well, I'm clocking you, so you have like another 10 minutes already. Yeah, I'm watching the clock here. Yeah, I think that's hard.
It is hard, but then a lot of times, like, because for me, I have people like that, but it was for a couple in particular, like, this is obviously not healthy, and I'm not even able to reasonably talk to this person without
Right.
it being really damaging for me and probably for them too. And so it's really the best thing for everybody to just cut our ties and learn from it what I can and then hope that they do too. I just
Yeah.
practice blessing them and saying, I just hope that you ultimately suffered or were uncomfortable enough to change and that you're better in the world and that we're all better for it. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's good to go, what could I have done better? But then, like, not really blame yourself for it, you know? But I do that too. I all the time. I look back, I'm like, gosh, I was such a jerk. And it's easy to forget the whole picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having this discussion with Jerry last night. I'm like,
Oh, really?
just all the time I try to be the good person or try to do good, but then I'm a hothead and I lose my patience sometimes. And like the example of somebody cutting you off in traffic,
Yeah.
wearing like a, anyways, like nobody's business. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know. To be a Christian is really hard.
I know. I
Really
because
hard.
is it for you that you're like, okay, this thing happened, but I'm going to keep my patience, and then enough of those things happen to where you just, when someone cuts you off or whatever, you're like, okay, that's it. Now I've hit my boiling point. Because I feel like that's what goes on for me anyway.
Yeah, most,
And
yeah. I mean, I guess it goes hand in hand with what's going on in my life. If I have a lot on my mind and I'm feeling a little frazzled,
yeah,
like something as small as something like that will set me off. And it's just, and I'm not saying like sets me off, I'm gonna like, like my head's gonna explode and I'm gonna turn into some crazy woman. But
shitty mad. Sorry.
I
Like that.
but I'll definitely like I tend to, I don't know, like that mom voice kicks in, like get to your room, or
Oh.
and it's just like I've hit my, like you said, boiling point. And
Hmm.
or if it's in traffic, it's something else, and obscenities, and it's just like, God, I'm so much better than this. And then it's just hard because it's just hard to be good sometimes.
It is. I get very frustrated when I feel that way. A lot of times I'll feel like, how come I have to be the bigger person? Like, why can't other people be the bigger person and just stop fighting sometimes, you know? And that's usually when I'm like overstressed and I've had enough. I've had enough. But
Yeah,
I
I get, yeah.
feel frustrated with that.
Yeah, I definitely feel like my boiling point is when I'm overwhelmed with my thoughts, maybe overwhelmed with my emotions or what's going on in my life. And it's just like, my problem is I don't always vocalize that to my friends, even to my family members sometimes. And then it just spills over and they're like, what the fuck? Why is she like,
Uh huh.
why is she like all of a sudden saying all these things? And it's like it's my fault because I didn't say these things. I didn't
Hmm.
clarify where I stood or what I was going through or how certain words affect me. And so, and then I lash out, and then I don't really lash out. I just, yeah,
You just snap.
I
Like,
snap.
bah!
I
Like,
know, like, enough,
yeah, yeah.
like, enough. I can't do this anymore. Enough.
I
And
feel like that's like a kind of common, like, waspy Christian sort of trait because I feel like my family, like my sisters, maybe my little sister, but like I'm that way big time where if I'm overwhelmed but then I don't say anything
yeah,
because I always rationalize with myself, well, I'm sure they didn't really mean anything by it and I don't want to make a whole thing of it. So I just
mhm,
gonna let it go.
oversensitive,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yes. And so, but then I get to that point And they're like, "You have to tell us." I'm like, "But I don't want to be difficult." That
Yeah.
looks like such a cozy blanket. Oh my gosh. Hi. You look very, very cozy in your blankie. It's
Okay,
so cute.
you still have a few more minutes, please. If you
Oh,
can concentrate on your work. Thank you.
they totally look like she could have been in the snow, like with next to a polar bear.
I'm gonna
Oh,
tack on like 3 more minutes.
sorry. I'm not helping. I'm just encouraging.
Um, but anywho, it's hard.
Yeah, it
I mean, like,
is.
yeah, like I mean that whole sacrifice thing. It's just I don't want to spoil it either for people to who are gonna watch it, but I don't know. I just
Oh
you
no.
always want to do the right thing. You always
Yeah.
want to do the good thing and the compassionate thing. And sometimes, like, I don't know, I bum myself out when I don't meet that mark, you know? And I think that's
Oh,
why it kind of that guilt of, having those untied, whatever friendships, relationships where it just kind of fizzled out or, it just didn't end well, you know.
yeah.
I I'm thinking of one person in particular. It was an old neighbor of mine. But anyways, things happened. I was trying to be, helpful and kind, but then like things happened and then it just turned ugly and it's just sad. Like I wonder if I could have done things different, been more compassionate. Just like, you know what? I think there was just so much going on in that situation that I don't think there is anything more that I could have done to make it right.
And it's not just up to you either, you know? I mean, it's very easy to say that because I do the same thing, but I mean, there are always two people or more than one person involved. And then it's also I really think about it like it's not just the thing that happened, like the words that you said to each other, because that's not the only thing that happened. Because the thing that happened is also whatever's going on in your life that day, whatever your background that you learned that things mean in your world led up to, and what your family taught you. You know, there's just so much that everyone brings to the table
Yeah.
every time you interact, and that the messages are just kind of a small part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, say if this person, their dad beat them up every night before bed, they're going to approach the world and relate to it really differently from how I would. And it might not make sense to me and it might come out in this way. But do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's true. That's true.
I try to do that not to like rationalize the behavior and the things of others, but just to sort of understand like that they're human and that that's coming from a place of probably deep pain in that particular instance.
Y-
And it's more of a cry for help than anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I, I definitely see that. I mean, yeah.
I just wish I could feel that way all the time because in the moment when something makes me like, "Ah!" Feel like
Yeah.
I'm on fire, that place of compassion feels like it goes somewhere. Like it's
Yeah.
still there, but
It's
yeah.
still there, but and that's what like just like I feel like it's a little piece of me that rots because
Mhm.
I need to let go of it, honestly. I don't know.
That's the thing that Eric always tells me to do. Just let it go. Just let it go. It's like carrying around a big pile of rocks. Just let it go. But I don't really understand how to let go of something that's not tangible. I'm like, what? I don't know how to let it go. I've said I'm letting it go, but then I still ruminate and I don't really get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh.
Do you know how to let things go? Like, do you have a ritual that you do to be like, now it is let go? 'Cause I've tried, like, the write it on a piece of paper, and then you burn it, and now it's gone, and then you put it in a rock and throw the rock in the river, write a letter, just all of that stuff. But somehow I still,
Yeah, I've done that. It's not like those memories that have been imprinted on your mind are miraculously wiped away. I
yeah,
think I think it's a matter of finding peace with it. Maybe not letting go, but maybe finding peace with what happened. And
right.
and maybe that's all I need. Because it's
Hmm.
still there, it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I could have been more compassionate, or man, if I had just talked to them more, or whatever. And it's funny because, like, I didn't really talk to them. We weren't exactly friends. We didn't see each other all the time or hang out all the time. But I certainly and still do, like, hope them the best. So, I don't know. Interesting.
Hmm.
So,
I,
part of the reasons why we moved out here. So,
oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, most of it was because Jack moved out to
Okay.
Petersburg, and I just wanted to live a little closer. It's still just as far, but uh, yeah, just something new. So
That's cool. Do you guys own the house that you're in? And did you sell?
yeah, Jerry
Oh,
had that was his dream house, the old one. Put a
ah,
pool in because he grew up with a
And we
pool.
had a big tub.
And there was a big tub, and
ah.
so I complained about it because it was just too much. Like, I don't like large living spaces. I'd
How
rather.
big was it?
Daddy likes the big.
I know, big tub. I mean, it was. It
Like
was.
3 bedrooms? Like,
Yeah, because it had your living room and kitchen dinette area. It had an office downstairs. Had a master bedroom. Two kids' rooms. We had a guest room and then a playroom.
oh, wow.
Laundry room. I mean, it wasn't massive or anything. It's not like a mansion, but it was big enough.
Hmm.
It was definitely big enough, and with a 2-car garage, and I wasn't happy. I really wasn't happy.
Wow.
Well, we had a lot of things going on at that time. Jack had moved away. That really made mommy sad. We weren't exactly getting along with our neighbors, and the house was just it was too much. I know she misses the old house.
Oh, she does. I could I could see that. I mean, I remember moving houses. Yeah. But then I did always fall in love with the new one in its own special way.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
this house. You don't love this house though.
How
I
long
think
have
more friends, you would love this house.
how long have y'all been in the house you're in now?
We moved out here in June of last year. So it's only been
Oh.
ish.
Oh.
We lived in here.
Forever. We've lived it one day too long.
Oh. Do you guys not have a pool at the house that you're in now?
No, it doesn't have a pool. I mean, there's like a neighborhood club
Is
that
it part of the what is missed of the old house? Or is it not?
we might have to change. It's she's getting upset.
Oh,
It's okay. We're okay.
do
You
you
go.
guys do you guys have things like splash pads around town? Is that a thing that y'all do in Virginia? You look at splash pads? They're like a big concrete. They have them all over Austin. It's like a big concrete like slab, but then they put that like sort of soft foam textured. stuff on it, so it's like softer on kids' feet. And yeah, they have little spouts of water that like shoot water things. And then there's like the mushroom that has the cascading waterfall and just little different splash features like that. And then in the summer, they turn them on and the kids just run around in their bathing suits.
Yeah, they have it at the I I know they have it at the zoo. They have it at the Virginia Botanical Gardens, and or the yeah, and then I know they have it at those two places at least.
Okay.
So, which is a
I
lot.
like those.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they. Do you know of any other places that have splash pads? No. Do you want to go upstairs and get ready? Thank you for doing your homework, or at least your math. You want to go get dressed? We can go to Michael's.
Y'all can get googly eyes.
No, and it's, by the time we get out there, it'll be lunchtime. You can get a little Chick-fil-A sandwich, maybe.
Y'all can get some food at Chick-fil-A.
I know. Speaking of Chick-fil-A,
Oh boy.
so many people like it. Why? It's
I
always crazy busy there. It's like going into an airport and they're like
Yes.
waving you in, go to this lane, and it's like
really?
easy. I don't know. Out here, like people are crazy about it. I never
Mommy,
was a
this
huge fan.
wizard goes in the dark.
It does?
Ooh. So
That's cool.
if we have if we have the golden egg to find in our egg hunt, should we also have the glow in the dark lizard you have to find?
That's cool.
Oh, she's gonna show you the golden egg. She
I
did
got
draw.
this one on Easter and I found it on
Ah.
Daddy's Jeep.
Oh, that's a cool egg. Where did you find it?
On Daddy's Jeep.
Oh. Was it really hard to find that one?
Yeah. I had been passing it.
Oh, that's a really cool egg. Is that going to be the special egg in the Halloween egg hunt?
Yep.
Ah,
The
like
way
the lizard. He is so strong to fly with the giant golden egg.
No, the Easter bunny left $1 in it. On Easter.
Ooh,
And I have a lot of money.
you do? Could call you money bags with all your money. Do you save your money
Yeah.
like in a special place?
I keep it in my ducky bank.
Oh, in your ducky bank.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
I painted my ducky bank.
Oh, you did?
All purple.
It's all purple?
Mm-hmm.
That is
And
awesome.
with coins and dollars in it.
Wow. Do you, huh?
Any money that she receives for allowance for doing chores or birthday or holiday, cards that might have a couple dollars in it goes in there.
Or golden eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Or golden eggs.
Or the tooth fairy.
The tooth fairy, of course.
$dollar coins.
She leaves you dollar coins?
Yeah.
Those are cool. I don't see those very often. So when I see them, I feel like that's very special.
Kind of like the $2 bill.
Yeah, those are cool too. I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
I had a $20 bill.
You did? Ooh. Did you put it in your ducky bank? Oh, you did? What?
Go ahead.
I hided it from Jack or he would steal it.
Oh, was he very excited about the $20 bill too?
No, I never told him.
Oh, you never told him.
Yes.
So he wouldn't try to sneak in my room and get that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Newsflash. Even though we're talking to Aunt Catherine right now, this is a video that anybody can see. Well, really, anybody can see this. Can you go get dressed on that note, please? You need to get dressed. It's time. It's like nearly 11 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
Space.
that face. She's so precious.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. It's totally like me and my sisters with the hiding stuff from each. I just remember that phase of siblings, and it doesn't go on much here, but for Eric being an only child, I have to constantly be like, this is kind of normal. They're gonna be okay. Anyway, she's so cute. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's not that Jack would steal it, but he likes to influence her on how she should use her money. Like, Jada, we could get this on Minecraft. You like Minecraft. Why don't we both chip in and get this together?
And then
And then,
does she have a hard time saying no? Or
yeah,
does she get influenced?
she just is easily influenced by him because it's her big brother, and
Yeah.
she looks up to him a lot, and he's a good kid. But I'm like, let her when she's able to kind of formulate what she wants first, instead of before you introduce your ideas to. She needs to figure out what she wants to.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of cool that she knows that she's doing that thing to kind of keep herself from having to be in that influenced situation, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe I'm reading into it a lot, but I'm like, that seems like a good self-awareness. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, I just told her it's just like, yeah, don't share your money, or if there's something special that you want to bring to school, just keep it in your bag. If a friend wants to see it, just realize if one friend sees it, they might, some other kids might see it, and suddenly your special doll or something is in the hands of someone, and then they leave it and you can't find it, and they put it down somewhere, and
Hmm.
suddenly it's gone. So yeah,
Is it?
it's not anything malicious. It's just
Yeah,
kids being, yeah, just like,
kids. Yes, like the amount of stuff that would end up in lost and found at the school that Zoe went to was crazy. And it would be like we laid it all out and it would go across this porch that's like 20 feet long, and it was coats hanging on these coat racks and like nice shoes and backpacks and lunch boxes that and water bottles that are like those really nice clean canteen, the metal ones.
yeah,
And we would put them out and send out emails to the parents over and over and over, and no one came to get it. So I would take carloads to Goodwill. So, like, I see how that can happen. Like, I never saw how the shoes or the pants got left on the playground, but obviously they just get lost in play and doing what they're doing. And then
yeah.
suddenly it's like, where's my special thing?
I mean,
Oh no.
I would send my kids, like, if it was a rainy day and they're wearing rain boots, I would pack their shoes. And so that way, if they do any play activities outside, they put on their rain boots,
Yeah.
inside regular shoes. So I can see maybe that could happen. I don't know. I've been lucky so far that the kids haven't left their jackets at school.
Ah,
Thank goodness. They've been really good about that. So, well, at least when we had Jack, during the school years, I don't think he's ever left his jacket at school. Thank God.
that's very good because that's the most common thing that people would leave because they're out playing and they're like, I'm too hot. And they leave it and then it's warm in the afternoon and then they don't need it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's very good.
yeah, for sure.
Do you have another jet?
I do. Or
Oh, okay.
not I do, but like, yes, there's. So Langley Air Force Base is just across the river on the other side of the
Ooh,
peninsula from us. So I don't know how
that's
many miles that is, but it's like a 35-minute drive from here.
how far are you from DC?
I think like 4 hours.
Oh, I was thinking you were closer than that, like that it was just right there.
No, we're more like Southeast Virginia in the Mid-Atlantic.
Okay. Is DC up north like where it gets to Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Man.
So we're more in Southeast Virginia, closer to North Carolina. Smithfield is pretty much across the river from Newport News and Williamsburg area.
Oh, okay.
South, yeah, southwest of Williamsburg.
Man. I remember we went to Williamsburg one summer because my older sister was looking at a college out there. But I remember like the little town. And it was
Yeah,
just so cool.
yeah.
That was
William
it.
and Mary is a good college. Yeah, it's impressive that Jack is. I mean, being raised in like, well, birthplace of America, but I mean, like it's the native land has been here. But you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
colonialism, I guess. Because he lives out in Jamestown.
That's
So
so cool.
sometimes I wonder. I was like, is he on some like spooky land? Like, does he ever
Who
have spooky
knows?
things? I
I don't
remember. Oh, go ahead.
maybe because I just think about what must have gone on there when they were establishing this country. Like
Holy
there
cow! It's scary when you. I mean, like I now that I'm older and I'm more interested in history and learning a little more about what had happened, I'm like, holy cow, that they were eating each other? That's how hungry they were? And
and
then
they
it's
forged on and they made it, granted they did some questionable things, but they were escaping horribleness in England and they went through a
right.
lot and they never quit.
I know they came out here looking for gold, right? And then like they're in this shithole where they can't really leave their place. It's unsafe, and then they're like hungry and starving and getting sick and dying, and they're eating each other, and then it's like finally who shows up? I forgot. They were like they had like some ships or somebody who was coming up from, I don't know,
I don't
the
know either.
Caribbean area. They were like, well, let's go check on Jamestown. It wasn't England. It was maybe Spain or something, or
Okay.
Portugal. And they're like, let's go see our friends out there in Jamestown. They roll up and they're like, oh shit. So they're like, well, let's get the healthy one of you, or let's get you out of here. They're like, yay, we're going back to England. We're gonna have food and whatever. And then halfway through their journey, the Virginia Company had sent out another fleet of new men to come to Jamestown. They're like, no, you gotta turn around. You're coming back to Virginia with us. They're
Oh
like,
God.
no. So
Oh.
there's my history on that. I don't know. And this is, from what I've learned so far, and it's pretty
Eesh.
rough start, man.
Right?
But,
Oh my
but that's where
gosh.
he lives, and I'm like, I wonder. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of think about that here. Even it's just like there had to be somebody living on this land before this suburban residence, popped up. It was probably
Yeah.
farmland, but before that, what was it? Because we're right off the river. So,
Yeah. I mean, and they picked that area to settle in because, well, I mean, it was right there, but it's
so
got a lot of resources that would make sense for people
yeah,
to live by.
my neighbor kind of thinks it might be cursed, like our street, because
Really?
we've had some unrelated but deaths and the amount of you know ambulances that have had to come down this street over the years. From what they've said, they're like, I don't know if it's our street. Are we buried on like some holy grounds? I don't know.
Hmm.
So
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about all of that because I don't think I believe things are like haunted or in like ghosts that go, I'm a ghost, but I think there's something to the energy of things.
I did go around the house. The kids were a little unsettled when we first came in, like started living here. And I think it was just nerves of a new place.
Yeah.
So I got some um oh my god, what is it called?
Did you sage it?
Yes.
Ah,
Done some
okay.
sage, went around, said some prayers. I'm not a priestess. I'm not ordained in any such way. I just, wanted to help bring peace to the kids and
Yeah.
peace energy into the house, cleanse it a bit. So, anyways.
I do that every now and then through the house with a little sage, or we have a couple of the Tibetan singing bowls, you know?
Ooh, I like those.
I love them. So
I like
sometimes I'll ring one and like just take it around the house and be like, yay, everything is good. Casting out. I do, I say stuff. Usually no one hears me, but like, yeah, like say, I'm cleaning out, cast out the dark and negative energy and inviting all the supportive forces in the universe, just stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Right.
it's cool.
I do. Sometimes I'll say stuff to like Thor and like Odin and all the other because I feel like there's still something to that because there was a whole people who built their belief system around these figures and that it was just their way of explaining how the world worked. It wasn't maybe necessarily to be literal, but there just that there's still something to that. Oh, she has Kitty.
Yeah.
I thought I couldn't tell that that was Kitty. Sorry.
So when I was doing hula, a lot of it there's chanting and stuff. But when you think about, kind of like what you were saying, just like the how natives Hawaiians interpreted their world and their legends and their stories and the mythology behind the Hawaiian culture and the connection to the earth and everyone around. And it's just like, it's really beautiful. I don't know if that's sacrilegious or not, but like, I don't think so. I think we're all one. It's hard to, I know a lot of people would argue that and say, yeah, it's definitely sacrilegious. You're saying chants and stuff. And it's just like, if you really understand it though, if you like listen to these stories, it's almost, I mean, they're different, but they're similar stories that we share as Christians, I feel like.
Yeah. I think
So,
a lot of the lessons that you see and parables that you see in different cultures really at the heart of it have basically the same message. And
yeah.
I do keep seeing the tail. This looks like you have a tentacle. Oh no.
What is that in the camera?
It looks really funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, hi, pretty kitty. Oh, that is such a sweet kitty. It's really, it looks like you have a tentacle or something. Oh my gosh. Uh, is the kitty okay with everything?
I guess so. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
It tickles. It's the tail on my shoulder and across my face.
Jesus.
And it just kind of matches my hair a little bit.
It does. It Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Oh, that was great. Fun.
Oh,
I don't remember any of the things.
like, let me out. Let me. No, he said.
Oh my god.
Release me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's just he's just like
Spray me.
oh my god.
Welcome to my home.
It's filled with cat butts. Oh gosh. Oh.
Wow. On that note, I think I'm gonna be taking her to the store.
That sounds
That's
very
my
fun.
promise.
That sounds very fun.
Yes.
It's still there. It's like it's your little finger or hand going, yes. You know,
This will be really, really fun to watch later on.
oh my god.
It's completely normal. We do this all the time.
Okay. Oh, you have fun at Michael's and
I'm
Chick-fil-A.
so much fun. Are you doing it? You're doing it. You rascal. Oh my god.
Well, I just that's all that there is in my brain anymore is the kitty tail. Oh my gosh.
I know.
I think I'm gonna like if I get bummed out anytime, I'm just gonna watch that little bit of the video because that's awesome. Oh, that made my day.
Oh my god. What's the name of this? Because I was like, I forgot what it is. What is the name?
The Buddha Owen Project.
I was trying to look it up. I thought that's what it was, and I was like, am I spelling it wrong? I couldn't find it.
You couldn't find it? Have I been like banned and I don't even know it?
No.
It's
Like,
I just have it on YouTube right now.
UGDHA or
Yeah.
do you spell it? Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
try to look for it again.
Okay. That's weird.
Ugh. Well,
You ladies have fun on your adventures.
we will. We will. And always fun to Mike. Oh my god.
Oh, hi, Milkshake. He's like, hello.
I know. It's like, oh my god. Hi, kid.
Aww.
He's good.
Those are very precious.
Yes.
So sweet. Aw.
All right, Jada. You ready?
It's wiggly.
You want to say bye-bye? You want to say bye-bye?
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. I'll
Bye-bye.
talk to you next week, yes?
Yes. And
Yay.
tell family. Oh. Tell the family. Hello and
Well,
yes.
hola and au revoir.
Hola.
A bientôt. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Yay.